All right, real talk, girl talk for just a second. How many of you have been told that PMS is just part of being a woman? The bloating, the mood swings, the cravings, the breast tenderness, the debilitating cramps, the fatigue. We've been conditioned to believe that it's normal, something that we just have to deal with every month after month. But here is the stone cold truth. PMS might be common, but it is not normal. It is actually an SOS. It is your body's way of waving a red flag and saying, hey, I need some support over here. I'm Christy Edgar, and in today's episode of Cultivating Her, we are breaking the PMS myth wide open. I am going to walk you through why PMS happens, what it's telling you about your hormones, and most importantly, how you can reduce those symptoms naturally so that you can feel calm, balanced, and in control of your body again. I'm super excited to tell you don't have to dread your cycle every month. Let's get into it. Welcome to Cultivating Her, breaking taboos, balancing hormones, and redefining women's health. I'm your host, Christy Edgar, an integrative nutrition health coach and holistic lifestyle expert. Join me as we dive into the world of menstrual health, hormone balance, and the connection to women's wellness. Whether you're looking to decode your cycle, tackle PMS, or manage menopause, this show is your go-to to syncing your lifestyle with your hormonal rhythms. Through candid conversations, practical tips, and a few expert interviews, Cultivating Her empowers women to embrace their cycles and align their lifestyle to boost energy and thrive in every phase of life. Subscribe now and start flowing with confidence as we redefine what it means to be a woman with harmonious health. Welcome back to the Cultivating Her podcast. PMS. We're breaking it down. Let's start with, what does it stand for? PMS stands for premenstrual syndrome and refers to a collection of physical, emotional, and behavioral symptoms that occur in the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle, which is that prickly phase into the nurture phase. It's typically about a week or two before menstruation, and the symptoms resolve shortly after menstruation begins. And while PMS is often normalized as part of being a girl, it is not inevitable or normal. It is your body's way of signaling that something deeper is going on. So let's look at PMS symptoms first. Symptoms can vary from person to person, but generally they're grouped by emotional, physical, or behavioral. Okay, so we have emotional symptoms. Emotional symptoms like mood swings, irritability, anxiety, and depression, these are caused by a progesterone imbalance. Your physical symptoms like breast tenderness, bloating, headaches or migraines, fatigue, these occur because there are fluctuations in estrogen and progesterone, okay? Breast tenderness happens because we have estrogen dominance. Bloating happens when we have high estrogen or low progesterone, or both. Headaches and migraines are 1000% an estrogen imbalance, and fatigue is low progesterone or blood sugar dysregulation. Okay, and we're going to talk about those a little bit more in depth when we talk about the root causes. Behavioral symptoms, these are influenced by hormonal shifts. Okay, and these are things like cravings for sugar or carbs, insomnia, and difficulty concentrating. So it's not just a hormonal issue, it's a multifaceted condition influenced by diet, lifestyle, and your overall health, okay? But here are some key root causes of PMS. Obviously, the first one would be hormonal imbalances, okay? And we're going to run them through real quick again. Low progesterone would be things like anxiety, insomnia, heavy periods. This is often caused by stress, nutrient deficiencies, or not ovulating. Okay, so this does happen to perimenopausal women. We do end up with low progesterone. Low progesterone can also come, I want to highlight this just real quick. If we are not eating properly and we are following the fad diets and we are fasting too much in the nurture phase, if we are not eating enough carbs, then we can trigger low progesterone, which will again give us some PMS symptoms. The next hormonal imbalance we have is in estrogen. We can have estrogen dominance or we can have estrogen deficiency. Estrogen dominance is caused when the estrogen is high and the progesterone is low. In relation, the estrogen is higher than the progesterone instead of being balanced, okay? It's linked to things like bloating and breast tenderness and mood swings. Other things that can influence estrogen dominance are poor liver dysfunction, an unhealthy gut microbiome, and exposure to toxins, whether they're environmental or through your food or in your beauty products, your cleaning products. There's lots of toxins in the world today. Okay, on the other hand, estrogen deficiency happens when we are over-exercising, under-eating, or during perimenopause, because estrogen, of course, takes that wild ride. Symptoms of estrogen deficiency would be fatigue, low libido, and vaginal dryness. Low testosterone is often overlooked in the general medical practice. However, in Dr. Mindy's practice, she has said many perimenopausal women have low testosterone because of insulin resistance. So low levels of testosterone will make you tired, you'll have low libido, and you'll have no motivation. This is seen in women who have very high chronic stress, nutrient deficiencies, and who are insulin resistant. Okay. And that brings me into my next root cause, which would be sugar dysregulation. In my last podcast, I talked about metabolic health, and I said that it was so incredibly important that metabolically we be healthy. And remember, blood sugar, the regulation of blood glucose, is one of the biomarkers for good metabolic health. So blood sugar levels, when they are unstable, it triggers a cascade of hormonal disruptions because insulin is actually above all of the sex hormones in the hormonal hierarchy. Okay, so insulin resistance can worsen estrogen dominance, it can impair progesterone production, and it will make your symptoms worse. Insulin resistance occurs when cells in the body become less responsive to insulin, which is a hormone that regulates blood sugar levels. As a result, your pancreas compensates by producing more insulin, leading to elevated levels in the bloodstream. And this condition not only affects blood sugar control, but also disrupts the delicate balance of hormones because insulin is actually above all of the sex hormones in the hormonal hierarchy. High insulin levels can exacerbate estrogen dominance by increasing the activity of aromatase, which is an enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. This imbalance can contribute to symptoms like bloating, mood swings, and heavy periods. Additionally, insulin resistance can impair ovulation, leading to low progesterone levels and exacerbating PMS symptoms such as anxiety, insomnia, and irregular periods. Insulin resistance also influences androgen levels, which testosterone is an androgen, in conditions like PCOS. So high insulin levels can drive excess testosterone production, causing symptoms like acne, hair thinning, and irregular periods. Chronic insulin resistance can eventually lead to low testosterone levels, contributing to fatigue, low libido, and reduced muscle mass. Insulin resistance is addressed through diet, exercise, and stress management, and focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, regular physical activity, and mindful practices that can improve your insulin sensitivity, which, of course, helps with your overall hormonal health. Now, the third root cause is nutrient deficiencies. Nutrient deficiencies are caused by not eating the right foods or a poor diet, I guess is a better saying. Your diet sucks. Too much alcohol, too much sugar, poor gut health, and autoimmune dysfunction. Okay? I'm just kidding. Most people don't have a diet that sucks. They try. Okay. But a lot of people do have poor gut health, which if your gut is not healthy, then you are not absorbing nutrients properly like you should. Okay. The key ingredients involved with PMS are magnesium, B6, zinc, and omega-3 fatty acids. Okay. Low magnesium is, if you have low magnesium, the symptom is cramps, worsened cramps. Okay. Low B6 is mood swings. Impaired ovulation and progesterone production is low zinc. Increased inflammation, we're looking at low omega-3s. Okay. The fourth cause of PMS is stress. Chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, which can suppress progesterone production, which we talked about in the last episode. Cortisol and progesterone don't play nice together in the sandbox. This imbalance leads to symptoms like anxiety, insomnia, and irritability. Stress management techniques like meditation, breath work, and adequate sleep are essential for hormonal health. And the fifth and final cause is inflammation. Systemic inflammation exacerbates PMS by interfering with hormonal signals and increasing prostaglandins, which are also responsible for painful cramps. Okay. A diet high in processed food, sugar, and trans fats, which are the omega-6s, can fuel inflammation. Okay. So we need to focus on anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens and fatty fish and nuts and turmeric and ginger. Okay. So we got 5 root causes of PMS. We have hormonal imbalances, we have blood sugar dysregulation, we have nutrient deficiencies, we have stress, we have inflammation. So how do we deal with these things naturally? So number 1, we balance the blood sugar. Okay. I cannot preach this anymore. You're going to get me on a soapbox every time you see me in person and you ask me to talk about this, because I cannot say enough how important this is to our overall health. Okay. Insulin needs to be getting into the cell without a problem. We need to be mitigating high sugar spikes, especially when we're making estrogen. And we need to stop starting our days with foods that crank our blood sugars through the roof. Okay. If you look at the standard American diet, breakfast in America is donuts, bagels, pancakes, waffles, pastry. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Okay. So here is what happens when we eat those things as our sole breakfast. Our glucose spikes straight up super fast. And as high as it goes is as low as it goes. Okay. It drops quicker than we can actually digest food. So I'll let that sit there for just a second. Okay. So this puts us on a roller coaster all day long. Our sugar's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Every time the sugar drops, the body's like, we need more food. And we typically don't reach for things that are good for us. We reach for more carbs and sugar. So getting that sugar under control by prioritizing protein, healthy fats, and fiber at every meal. And honest to gosh, if you would just commit to eating a savory breakfast every morning and eliminating that sugar spiking food, you would be doing yourself a huge favor. Okay. Best case scenario, my suggestion, this is what we tell my kids at home, no naked carbs. That means our bagels, our English muffins, our donuts, our waffles and pancakes, they all get served with protein and healthy fat and some fiber. Okay. Number 2, support your hormones with nutrition, which is kind of what I'm telling you to do with balancing your sugar. Dial in your nutrition. Okay. Look at those key nutrients, the magnesium, the B6, the zinc. Okay. Eat things like leafy greens, spinach and kale, almonds, cashews, black beans, dark chocolate. Okay, that's for your magnesium. Your B6, you have poultry, bananas, potatoes, spinach, Okay. And just a side note, B6 supports neurotransmitter function. Okay. Remember, those neurotransmitters are the ones that make us feel happy and stable. Definitely focus on those. Okay. Zinc is found in oysters, beef, pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, cashews. Your omega-3 fatty acids are found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, flaxseed, chia seed, walnuts. Okay. Omega-3s help keep inflammation in check and really support overall hormonal health. Also, with supporting with nutrition, I would highly recommend starting to learn how to use herbs as medicine. Things like turmeric and ginger all are really great things for our body, and they occur naturally. Okay. The third thing that we can do is manage our stress responsibly. Okay. Remember that stress steals from progesterone, the hormone that keeps you balanced and feeling calm. Progesterone, remember, the only neurotransmitter that progesterone stimulates is GABA, but GABA is the calming hormone. So we want to make sure that we're managing our stress levels so that our body is making enough progesterone, which means then we're then making GABA. Okay. We do this by practicing breathing. So lots of breathing techniques, any kind of meditation, and any kind of gentle movement. It could be yoga. It could be walking. Do not underestimate the power of just taking a walk in nature, whether it's in the forest or on the beach. Anywhere like that, being outside is so incredibly powerful. Number 4, optimize sleep. Okay, lack of sleep will worsen your PMS symptoms because it disrupts hormones. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Just commit to it. I mean, as a mom of 3 kids, I use the analogy all the time. Our kids were little. They would act all erratic and crazy. They would cry. They couldn't regulate their emotions. And what's the first thing you say to them as a parent? Oh, you must need a nap. Well, some of us adults could probably benefit from a nap. Okay? Sleep is so important and yet so underrated. Get enough of it. And the last one I would say is start to understand your toxic load. So we are living in the most toxic time in human history, and there are so many additives in our food that disrupt the endocrine system, okay? And not just in our food, in plastic, in beauty products, in cleaning supplies. So start learning a little bit about what those endocrine disruptors are, okay? In this country, we allow over 10,000 different additives into our products, okay? In Europe and other developed nations, they only allow 600. That is a vast difference, and our health is proof that we're not doing it right. They are clearly doing better than us where that is concerned. My recommendation to you in that arena would be to download the app called Yucca, Yuka. No, I am not an affiliate. I do not get paid by them. I just happen to love them and think that they are fantastic. You can scan the QR code on your product, and Yucca will tell you all the things that are in it and whether or not they are an endocrine disruptor, whether they might cause cancer. And then it will also tell you alternate things that you can use. Okay, this product is a 2 or a 30. This is why. And here's 4 or 5 different options for what you could choose that is better. Okay, so I love it. I think it's great, and it's very, very helpful because you can utilize, one thing at a time, right? I'm not suggesting anybody just clear out their whole house and throw everything away tomorrow, but start learning, start educating yourself, and one product at a time, shift over to things that are a little less toxic. The other big thing that I would say, which is not a way to deal with PMS, but yeah, I guess it is a way to deal with it, is just to shift your mindset and listen to your body, right? Reframe the symptoms as a message, not as a burden. Your body's not broken. It's speaking to you, okay? Don't feel bad. Now you know, now you do better, right? When you support the body with the right tools, it will thank you. And by thanking you, I mean you will not have bloating. You will not have painful periods. You will not have super heavy bleeding. Okay? It just won't happen because when your hormones are all level and your body's happy, it will reward you. In the last episode, I suggested that you all start tracking your cycle through a cycle tracker and maybe using a journal so that you could start identifying some patterns. This week, I'm going to say, take one of those tips and try to implement it. Okay. So whichever one fits you best, commit to, hey, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to see if this crazy period talking girl is telling me the truth. Okay. That PMS is not something we should ignore or to mask with medication. It's your body's way of communicating. Okay. And by addressing the root causes, balancing blood sugar, replenishing nutrients, managing stress, reducing inflammation, and optimizing hormonal health, you can alleviate PMS and improve your overall health. Okay. Instead of viewing PMS as an inevitable part of being a girl, see it as a powerful indicator of how you can hack your health. Because when you listen to your body and take steps to improve it, you're not just improving your menstrual cycle, you're cultivating vitality and balance in every other aspect of your health. I mean, I haven't even touched on mental health yet. Wait till you hear that. That's going to blow your mind, literally. So here's your challenge for this week. Pick one tip that I shared today. Maybe it's balancing your blood sugar with, no carbs in the morning. Maybe it's managing stress, or maybe it's adding more magnesium-rich foods. Okay? Small changes add up. Pick one thing and do it. Commit to it. Now, if you loved today's episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review, share it with a friend who needs to hear this, or tag me on social media and let me know which tip you're going to try first. Do not forget to tune in next time as we dive into all the important hormones. Get a master's in the hormonal hierarchy on episode 4. Do not miss out. Until then, I am Christy Edgar, and this is Cultivating Her. Take care of yourself, be kind, be well, and cultivate your health. Thank you for joining me on this journey to educate and empower. I hope you found value in what you heard and will come back to listen again. Together, we're going to create a community of women empowered to transform their health. If you're excited to be part of this, please subscribe, leave a review, and share with the other women in your life who need health support tailored to that X chromosome. Until next time, be kind, be well, cultivate your health.